What's up, you guys, and welcome back to our channel. So it is part 2 with the mid-year check-in goals for 2019. If you watched the first video, you would know the actual goals that I actually had written down for 2019. And now this video is going to actually talk about the progress of all I have done in 2019. Some of those goals that I actually talked about in part 1 has not actually been done. So if you have not actually checked out part 1, go and check it out before you actually start watching this video. So let me just go ahead and introduce myself to some of the people who may just be checking in on this video. My name is Danielle Bailey, and welcome to the life of an entrepreneur. I decided to go full-time at my private practice in January 2019, and so I'm just like, let's do a mid-year check-in to see how it's going in private practice and the life, not just necessarily private practice, but the life of an entrepreneur. Let's really see how it's going. So part 1 video, I talked about my goals and stuff that I actually had written down, and things that I want to actually work on for the rest of the year will be discussed in this video. So let's see. Let's go back to, let's talk about some of the things that was actually accomplished. Right? So let's see. Things that I got done. Like I said, my budget course, I actually got 3 courses done. I had a radio interview with Just Be Frank. I was awarded a grant, which is I'm super duper excited about. I was awarded a grant back in April with the Power Coalition, and through that grant, like, that was a God thing. I went to a meeting, and they was just like, "Oh, we're actually offering. We need people for grants, and we're looking for people for a grant." And I'm like, "What? It's a grant here? How can I get involved?" So went through the process. A lot of women actually interviewed for this grant, and I'm just grateful that I was actually able to obtain the grant. It's a $3,000 grant, and it's focused upon, for me, it's going to focus upon my financial therapy side of things. So really getting out in the community, and really actually, that's going to be another thing that I actually have to get done. For the rest of the year is getting out in community and really talking about financial therapy and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm going to work on. And so I was awarded the grant, and because of that grant, I get to go to Essence this week. And last year I said that I wanted to go to Essence, but due to finances and me just being overwhelmed in my practice, like, I just hung the idea up of going to Essence. And actually, I'm kind of tired too. So this week, the ladies that controlled the grant was like, "Hey, we're partnering up with such and such at Essence, and we're doing a women's brunch, and we want you guys to come." And I'm like, "What?" And at first I was like, "I'm not going to go." And so then I continued to think about it, talk it over with some friends. And they were just like, "Danielle, go, because that's good exposure. That's good. That's stuff that you can actually learn from. And that may be what you need, to get you back motivated." So I am going to take the drive down there on tomorrow. They couldn't provide us with hotels. And truthfully, you guys, I didn't want to go stay in New Orleans. It's a mess down there right now with all the people. And I don't like large crowds of people too. So I'm going to drive down tomorrow morning, me and my mom, and we're going to go to the brunch. And we're going to come right on back. And I'm going to come right on back, okay? So I'm thankful for that. I really wanted to go. Next year, my goal is to actually go to some more of the events. I want to meet, because this year, Dr. Joy, Therapy for Black Girls, like, I want to meet her, okay? If she watches this video and y'all know her, like, show her. Like, I really want to meet this woman. And she's actually from Louisiana. Like, one of her, I met one of her cousins a couple of months ago, and she was like, "Hey, do you know my cousin?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I know of her. I don't know her, Dr. Joy." And so I was like, I really want to meet her or whatever. So Dr. Joy is going to be down there this week. And so next year, I just want to be able to go to the festivities and look, and just be around women in the whole mental health field and things of that nature. Like, I want to be a boss within the, if you want to say it for lack of better terms, a boss in the whole mental health field and in the financial therapy world. Like, I want to be able to create different things in that nature. So this is the reason why the whole YouTube stuff is about, like, creating different opportunities for people, for myself, and all of that. Okay, I went off on a whole little tangent right. Let me get back to this. I did a national radio interview. That was God. I was a guest speaker for there's an online group called the Social Worker. Um, I can't remember the last part, but it deals with social work students. So I end up being a speaker in one of those groups. I talked about financial therapy, and I just talked about therapists in itself and social workers, like not limiting ourselves to saying that we're going to be broke. If you know me or if you follow me a while, I am not the person that talks about social workers are broke. That is not my narrative. That would never be my narrative. Social workers are not broke. We just have to become real creative upon how to generate income. And it's okay to generate income and help people. It's okay for you to live and still help people. Okay? Yes. And that does not mean that you're money hungry. No, it does not mean that. It means that you want to live a great life and you want to help people, and you can do that. Um, let's see. I actually was helping with psych evals for the state. I went on a cruise. I was awarded a military contract. Nothing but God. And with this military contract, you guys, it came at a right. Oh, when I tell you, God knows what's best for you, He does. That military contract came at the right time. It was a 23-day military contract. A sign-on bonus for $3,000, and I end up. It was 23 days. That was with weekends included. I probably worked about 16 or 17 days because it was at a school, and I think it was 16 days because we ended up getting called off one day because it flooded down there. So about 16 days, and I made almost 17. I'm not 17, but almost $7,000. I think I made a little bit over $7,000. 17 days, $7,000. Okay, what what part of social work, like God, when I tell you God was in there, and what part of narrative of social workers are broke? No, like, just it's just opportunities. Like, I tell you, that was nothing but God, because I end up with that contract and with that money, I end up having to do something with it that I needed to do. But I'm going to talk about that right there in another video, because I feel like that deserves a video in itself. So I was also a speaker at a women's conference. I did a podcast interview with the Reserved Man out of Baton Rouge. I did a speaking engagement at my old job where I actually provided them lunch, and I talked about my financial therapy program, and that went well. What I'm learning in this whole entrepreneurship journey is that you have a meeting to have another meeting. Okay, and so it's just like, you talk about it, you may not get a return off your investment in that moment, but you're planting seeds. Like, I'm really learning. You're gonna really hear me talk about that analogy about planting seeds. And you don't automatically reap a harvest from the seeds that you plant. It takes some watering before you actually see that grow, but when it do grow, you will reap that harvest. So I'm realizing I have to plant a lot of seeds, and that's why I feel like I'm doing a lot of stuff that is free right now, because I'm planting seeds. Let's see. I started the whole BACS training. I should become a BACS, and what, for some of you guys that don't know what that is, it's a board approved clinical supervisors for social workers. That means with social workers who want to obtain the licensed clinical social work license, they need somebody like myself to come through and to actually sit under, and they'll actually pay you for it. So I got that in the works. It should happen soon. I started the whole team talk group thing, which is going well. Like, I started that yesterday. I have a actual, and that's free. That's something that God told me about. And I actually have a upcoming study group with LMSWs, or people who are trying to sit for the LMSW, or people with their LCSW who are trying to sit for the exam. I have that group coming up. That was a whole God thing. And it's free. So when I say God things, a lot of this stuff that happened with God, you know, I had no idea that I was going to do them. Cocktails and Conversations. I was a co-host to one of that, and it was like where it put me in a group of 40 women where I actually talked about mental health, and it was such an amazing event. I was the co-host, and the other lady named Pa Fuller, she was my partner, and we just talked about mental health, like super duper amazing. And I did a radio interview again. I did it last week. It's a local radio interview where I talked about financial therapy, and I'm supposed to be doing that every 2 weeks. So I had the first one. I go back this upcoming week, and so hopefully, if it's received well by their audience, we may be able to keep that up. So like a lot of this stuff that I've actually gotten accomplished have been God things, you guys, and I'm super duper excited or whatever. So those I'm actually gonna those were my goals that I actually have accomplished and stuff like that for the mid-year check up. So like I'm excited. Tell me some of you guys goals that you guys are have actually gotten accomplished thus far with the mid-year checkup. Write them below. If you need help, let us know. We are a community over here. So that is that right there. So that is my 2019 mid-year goal check up for this floor. I'm gonna do a third part of this video. My God, I'm doing 3-part series, y'all. But in the third part, you're going to actually hear my goals for the rest of 2019. So come on back and let's hear the final wrap up of the mid-year check-in goals, you guys, where I actually talk about what I want to actually get accomplished for the rest of the year, and if I can come up with a game plan on how to actually get this thing accomplished, I will. Okay, you guys. So, but nonetheless, y'all are gonna have a lot of videos next week. I may be able to drop a video every day next week. But nonetheless, you guys, I shall talk to you guys and tomorrow, and we'll discuss the actual goals that I want to finish for the rest of the year. We're going to finish strong, you guys. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you like it, thumbs up it. And if you didn't, write it down below in the comments about what you did not like about it. And give some, I take constructive criticism well. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye later. What? Holla.